forward. Well, that never happened. So he did sell the property. He eventually did get to sell the property, but we'll get to that. So as we're going along, property just sitting there vacant. We get a couple of offers. One offer I heard from another source, another realtor, that they actually offered us $1.1 million for the property as is, which he should have taken. That would have gotten everybody back their money, and we would have been able to move on and do another deal. So, but he, in his mind, I guess, thought the property was worth more in the horrific condition that it was in, and considering the fact that he's tying up other people's money, so he should have jumped at the opportunity to try to get rid of the property instead of thinking that it was worth more, when in reality it wasn't. The demo and everything that was done actually made the property worse than when it was originally purchased. So basically the budget for the property doubled at this point. So we're getting new bids and can't seem to get the original budget to rehab this property was $180,000. Well, all the bids that are coming in now are pushing $300,000, which completely kind of blows this deal up, essentially. So after the months of holding costs, the money that's already been spent, $60,000 has gone up in smoke from, the contractor was given $40,000, which wasn't $40,000 worth of work done. It doesn't cost $40,000 basically demo this house. And the shoddy electrical work that was put in. This is a almost 2,300 square foot house, and it had 2 breakers put in for the entire house. So they essentially spliced everything, and so all the wiring and everything, all the work that was, a little bit of work, I guess you could call it, that was actually done, was all a waste. Fortunately, some of the framing that was completed actually was salvageable. So, but still $60,000 in repair costs and holding costs. Well, actually, I don't even think that was holding costs, the 60 grand. I think that was all rehab costs. And the work is just, it's not there. So at this point, every month I'm just trying to get him to move on this property. Trying to get either the property sold. We had some interest from other investors, but nothing seemed to really stick. So we're just left with a house that we're continuing to lose money on every day, with no sign of any work being done since essentially the beginning of January 2018. To add insult to injury, all the work that was actually done was all done without a permit. This investor never got a permit to have any work done on the property. He had essentially never followed up, never come to the house to see if a permit was posted. I'm assuming he never asked for a photo from the contractor to see if the permit was ever posted. So that's how things got shut down in January. and why work had essentially stopped is because the city of Oakland was notified by the neighbor that work was going on at this property with no posted permit. And that situation started essentially because they made a large mess, and the neighbor had asked for $200 to have the solar panels cleaned off at his property. And this investor basically told him to take a flying leap, and that there was no way he was paying him $200 to have his solar panels cleaned off. So he basically pissed the guy off. So he turns around and reported everything to the city of Oakland. So now we're into the summer. Still no work has been done. And it's looking very bleak. August, end of July, beginning of August, the property that was cross-collateralized with Skyline did actually sell. There's going to be a decent profit there, and you know, we're thinking we're finally going to get some work moving and things will start moving forward. The property closes, and the lender reinstates all of the default interest after they realize that that there was going to be a relatively decent profit involved. So the money that was going to be used for Skyline was no longer there, other than the fact that they brought the property current. But the money that was going to be used to pay to have someone come in and actually start work again and start paying for permits and finish with the planning process. I mean, I'm in August of 2018, and the planning process as far as getting the plans finalized and permits issued has still not even been completed yet. So it's absurd. So, you know, those should have been the first things that were completed. You know, the planning process, the review process, you get stamped by the city, you get your permits, and you begin work. You know, that should have been done in the process leading up to closing on this house in October of 2017. But it wasn't. So, and, you know, I'll take some responsibility for not checking on that. But, you know, this was supposed to be a passive investment. And I could just come by and check on things here and there. And, but it didn't end up being that way. So I had to become way more involved, and I actually ended up having to deal with the lender a lot to make sure that we did not lose the house. So August comes, other property sells, and I'm actually almost to Skyline, so I'll probably pick this story up afterwards, because it's a relative